Now, there was a group of people in your generation and in my generation that have mental illness and their brains aren't working properly, and bad things happen. There was a stabbing in middle school in the town I used to live in, and it was somebody who they needed to be in a hospital,
Yeah.
and because their brain was not working. And so there's a difference between that and somebody who has the ability to process information and goes out and does something because of how they've been treated.
Well, I'd
You
still say
know,
that's a mental health issue. And the difference, I think, between, yeah, we've always had people who have faced mental health challenges, but what we're seeing now is an explosion, just an explosion, a massive increase. In fact, in mental health challenges. In fact, I was surprised at a news item for our local university here. They did a survey, a study amongst university students at are the universities in the city near where I live. The majority, like we're talking over 60%, were struggling with mental health challenges. 2/3 of our young people in universities today, at least in these two major ones here, which are very reputable universities, 2/3 of them are struggling with mental health challenges. That's a massive increase in the last generation. And so the question, once again, well, what is the cause of these mental health challenges? And there's probably no one single thing. It's always tempting to be simplistic, but I would say definitely involved. When I look at my own life, I have faced lots of opportunities to get depressed, and I have actually been through a time of it was acute depression, not chronic, but I still got a taste of what that is. But the thing that always pulled me out, or the thing that helped me at least, is that there is hope. This life is not all there is. And I will be remembered and loved and valued forever by God for all eternity. And I have this whole eternity to look forward to. Plus, I'm held accountable for my moral decisions in this life. And so I'd better think seriously twice before I did anything wrong, like at least on that scale, something of that scale. And to highlight the difference, I remember back when I was in grade 11, we had at my high school, which had, I don't know, 900 to 1,000 students, that we had School Spirit Week. And one of the days that week was Shady Character Day. And so they encouraged the whole school to come dressed up like a shady character, trench coats with the props, hats, sunglasses, and guns. So I just brought a BB gun. That's all I brought. I smuggled it on the school bus into school in case the bus driver had an issue with this under my trench coat. But at class change, there were like people dressed as gangsters with guns like you have never seen. If you did that today, it'd make national news. Like a friend of mine brought 2 9mm submachine guns. And that was our literature teacher says, "Whoa, what you got there? Hey, that's something." And then pass it around the room. And so it all went up and down each row so that each of us could examine his. He was extra special with his Shady Character Day. So we had this happening. It was a very different society back then. And I think even though I grew up in a predominantly amongst people who would not identify themselves as, say, sincere, devout Christians, maybe only 7% of the population would where I grew up at the time, there was still a strong Judeo-Christian or traditional moral value there. There was still actually a belief that maybe there is a God back, somewhere, even though if they weren't religious, there was a God and there is a point to life and whatever. And I think that acted as kind of a social restraint, plus some hope. Like a lot of guys said, I ain't got no time for God. They're boozing and chasing women. But before I die, I want to, get things right, because they still believe that there was accountability and there was a purpose to life and there was heaven. They just wanted to have fun first and then put it off. Whereas today, there's no hope of that, no belief. No, I'm saying in general, this is a growing trend.